travel fantasy where you journey through the centuries on a perilous quest to rescue the beautiful princess and save the universe. Death of an evil Time Lord stepped through the portals of the ages. Dawn of time, braving the primeval forces that shape the world. To wondrous futures, fighting deadly enemies, armed with astounding marvels of science. To an age of magic, where you will challenge mighty wizards and face mysterious spells. These challenges and more await you should you dare to enter the world of Hologram.
Through time to find you. We need your help. This is Skool, a renegade scientist whose forbidden experiments have created a time disorder that threatens to rend the very fabric of time. Our computers have selected Martian Graham to be our champ, but without your help, he cannot succeed. You are our last hope to defeat Vol. I beg you.
Travel fantasy where you journey through the centuries on a perilous quest to rescue the beautiful princess and save the universe. Death of an evil Time Lord stepped through the portals of the ages. Dawn of time, braving the primeval forces that shape the world. To wondrous future, fighting deadly enemies, armed with astounding marvels of science. To an age of magic, where you will challenge mighty wizards and face mysterious spells. These challenges and more await you should you dare to enter the world of Hologram.
Greetings, I am Kyla, Princess of the Galactic Federation. I've journeyed through time to find you. We need
travel fantasy where you journey through the centuries on a perilous quest to rescue the beautiful princess and save the universe. Wrath of an evil Time Lord stepped through the portals of the ages, dawn of time, braving the primeval forces that shape the world. The wondrous future, fighting deadly enemies, armed with astounding marvels of science. To an age of magic, where you will challenge mighty wizards and face mysterious battles. These challenges and more await you should you dare to enter the world of Hologram.
Time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades, TV shows that ruled. You know we're kicking it old school. MTV playing our favorite jams, moonwalking with MJ, Neon Slam, Ghostbusters gear, we're ready to go. Chasing slasher scenes, fears in tow. Back to the future, hop in the DeLorean. Knight Rider cruising, man, there's no ignoring them. Battlestar Galactica, what a ride. Looney Tunes, antics, pure joy inside. Blockbusters ruled, we lined up for days. Video games booted up in their pixelated maze. Movie marathons and popcorn nights, we ruled the screen, living in the lights. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school. Grab your joystick, the game's about to start. A high-score world, now that's an art. We're cruising on hoverboards, living our dream. Old school forever, we're igniting the scene. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows
episode is brought to you by PTZ Optics. Disability Upgrade. New Wave Toys and their Replicate Amusements products. GG Retrobox. Get 3 to 5 games from your favorite series, consoles, and game genres delivered to your doorstep every month with GG Retrobox, the ultimate retro gaming subscription box for video game enthusiasts. Use code GRS15 at checkout to get 15% off your first box. And
Boom shakalaka! Hey everybody, it's Tim Kitzer here, the voice of some of your favorite video games like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. And I'm here to talk to you about Old School Gamer Magazine. It's the magazine for retro gaming, and it's exploding. Kaboom! Print issues come out every other month, and if you want to go green, digital options are available. Visit oldschoolgamer.com and subscribe now. That's oldschoolgamer.com. Boom shakalaka! Kaboom!
Welcome, welcome, welcome. And my chats, oh, there it is. Just so you guys know, I had a horrible week. I am sick, but the show must go on, especially after New Wave Toys announced me yesterday. So a lot of things to cover today. If I get off topic or I seem like I'm an idiot, and I got some NyQuil, some DayQuil, all in me right now. But I first wish you all a happy Friday. If you had a week anywhere near like I had, you're definitely looking forward to, leaving work. Although, do I ever leave work? I don't know that. But we made it. We're here. It's Friday once again for Kicking Old School. And I'm going to talk about a couple of things. Primarily, we are going to be talking some New Wave Toys, obviously. They had their third live stream yesterday and talked about some new things. We'll get into that in a minute. Now, again, I am sick as a dog, so I'm not going to go through the entire chat, but I do want to see if my chat pull-up is working. It is. Yeah, hey, there we go. Good. Make sure at least that's working. I'm trying a couple new things today. If you can look all the way in my other TV window, we have a version of the Time Runners. I can't even think anymore. Time Traveler. I am out there today. But that is not a video. That is actually a hologram I made. We'll get into that also in the show. But I did want to take a second to thank all of you in the chat. I'll try and get to it in a little bit. It's just I am just like way out of it today. But there's a lot of things I did want to cover. One of the things I do want to talk about, honestly, if I can find it here, is, well, wrong window, of course. And of course, this was not set up because I wait all day to do this and I didn't get this done. Let's see here. There we go. So right now, it's still messed. It's gonna be one of those days. I just wanted to say that we're doing a 40% off right now on the GRS Ikari Warriors Super Joystick, which you can kind of see under that part of the arcade machine there. It's gonna be one of those shows. But we do have Ikari Warriors right now, 40% off. And there's a couple of reasons why we're doing that. We'll get into that. But if you did want to get an Ikari Warriors Super Joystick and you haven't gotten it yet, this would be a chance. 40% off right now. Head over to the Thunderstick Studios website, and you can get yourself an Ikari Warriors Super Joystick at normally $79.99, almost 50% off, at 40% off for the best joystick on the planet. And let's get that off the screen there. So I don't know where to even start here. So I guess New Wave Toys. Again, I apologize. I'm sick. I'm a little dizzy here. Thanks, Video Game Vegas, for putting that down over there. I've been having a lot of late night calls also with my team in China because, as we all know, we now have these import tariffs. And I'm not saying they're good. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm not saying I'm for it. I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm just saying that's what there is right now. So you might be asking, what's the latest Build-A-Cade FU news? Because I want to tell you, all of you to go FU this year. But there's a slight delay in that because it is a 20% tariff. And I made a promise to all of you that I was going to have this machine come out for well under $1,000. And obviously that tariff is about a $200 tariff on the FU. So I've gone back to the team, to all of our supplies and everything, and I'm trying to rework deals, rework monies, rework everything to keep my promise. I can't guarantee it at this point. Again, the tariff is out of my control, just like shipping's out of my control. But I did make a promise, and I'm letting you know right now, I'm pulling what few hairs I have out to try and get our cost down on FU to meet the goal, which was that incredible 19-inch rotating screen, the Viper Venom, and everything we promised for under $1,000. Now, before I said well under $1,000, now I just want to make sure it's under $1,000 with that tariff in place. So I can't make a guarantee on that, but I'm definitely going to try to do that because I try and keep my promises. I really do. And I did see a super chat pop up here real quick here, and it looks like it's from GeForce Guy, $10 super chat. Happy Friday, Glenn. Please take my money and have a great weekend. Well, I appreciate it. I don't have to take your money. I try and do super chats for you guys here anyways. I do appreciate it. I'll buy some Dayquil and NyQuil with that for sure. And I'll give you some Star Trek love for that one.
Fire!
And I gotta say, first, GeForce Guy, again, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You know, I just played that just realizing something else. So I used to be a Star Trek I still am a Star Trek fan, but I'm no longer a fan of the new shows. Especially, I know some people say Strange New Worlds is good, but they got Khan's great-great-granddaughter. And now they're talking about making a Khan series. Get the fuck out of here. Guys, get lost with that shit. Make a good series. Stop rehashing stuff and ruining it. Don't ruin Khan. You already ruined his legacy with the daughter being on the show. Cut that shit out. So, now that slight rant's out of the way. Thanks, Kongs. I have a slight echo. I had an echo before. I think 'cause I had two mics going at the time, but hopefully that's on now. I'm going to show you some Time Traveler video. Again, this is not a video. I actually made a hologram behind me. So I'll bring up the screen here real quick. I'm going to show you guys this here. If I get it back. This is not a video. This is actually a hologram in front of one of my TV sets. And if I can get this to work right, and hopefully I can, I have a couple things I need to do over here. And let's see if this works. So I'll give you a little watch. Oh, let's go into this first here. It's good stuff.
Travel fantasy where you journey through the centuries on a perilous quest to rescue the beautiful princess and save the universe. Wrath of an evil Time Lord stepped through the portals of the ages. Dawn of time, braving the primeval forces that shape the world. To wondrous futures, fighting deadly enemies, armed with astounding marvels of science. To an age of magic, where you will challenge mighty wizards and face mysterious spells. These challenges and more await you should you dare to enter the world of Hologram.
So that's an actual hologram, and I'll show you and prove it to you in a little bit when we go through playing the video a little bit. I'm going to turn that volume back down over here just to make sure it doesn't interfere. It's hard doing it in a one-man show. Got to be everywhere all at once. Turn the volume all the way down. And you turn this mic off here. Okay, hopefully that will get rid of any feedback you might have heard before. So I know a lot of people are shocked. I was shocked at this one too, over other potential things. I knew I was going to turn the volume down. Goodbye. There's a lot of other things I would like to have seen. I would have liked to have seen like Battlezone. There's some other things I would have liked to have seen. However, I kind of understand why Shiloh did this particular machine. Now, there's a lot of things about this. First of all is the price. We're going to get to all of that. But Shiloh likes doing things that haven't been done before, right? You have never seen... now, I did play this in the arcade, believe it or not. When I was 21, I was in, actually, Atlantic City at a casino. And this was actually in the casino. And I walked up to it, and it was a friggin' hologram. And it was crystal clear. It was amazing. But also remember, it is a laser disc game. So it's similar to Dragon's Lair, Dragon's Lair 2, Space Ace, games like that. You don't have direct interaction with the game. You simply make a choice at the right time to continue the game. However, the machine itself, I personally find ugly. I don't like the design of the machine. But the technology that Sega did with this was pretty cool. And again, that's what Charlotte, I think, wants to do here. Charlotte wants to kind of push the envelope. Yes, you can go back and still do other ones like Battlezone or Space Fury or Pong, games like that. Of course, I would like to see a driving game as well, like Turbo or games like that. But this is something really, really different and not easy to pull off. And that comes along in the price. So I know a lot of people are already starting to complain about, you know, almost $200 for the standard ones. Now, he was making me panic too when he was talking about this is going to be a lot more money. I'm thinking $500. And I was like, $500, man. That's what I was teetering. Not that I wasn't going to do it. I was like, $500, like, I don't know. But he's talking if you do a pre-order around $300. Now, I don't think $300 is unreasonable, and I'm going to tell you why. Is this a very playable game? No. Is this something that is really something to show off and have on your desk and just ooh and ah with your friends? Absolutely. Is it going to be a limited run? Usually they are. It's going to be a collectible. And I don't know if, when, or anyone else will ever do a console like this with a hologram, especially the first hologram effect. Now, it would be kind of nice. There's another game that was also of similar technology that was used. There was two different games that was used in here, like Museum something. It'd be kind of cool if you included both of those. But I do think for $300, if you are collecting these things, which I am, there's value in that alone. Again, this is not something that's going to be high playability. It's probably not going to be the funnest game. If he could pull off the hologram effect, which we'll get into that in a little bit here. If he could pull off the hologram effect, I think that's going to be pretty amazing. So I want you guys to sit down. I'm going to play some of the video of this game actually playing as if you were sitting in front of the machine with my hologram. I'm going to prove to you what the hologram as it's playing. And then we'll get into a little bit more about it. So let's switch over again to my full screen over here with it. And I'm going to put on my fake top on it, if I can. So this, if you're, if you're not in front of the machine. Now this is you in front of this little Replicade of this machine. So I'm going to see if I could get the volume going on this over here. Turning on my mic as well. So let's see if we can get this thing going. It's a little difficult because I'm absolutely not by the machine, of course. Let's see if we can do a watch. So you can see this is playing. I'm going to prove to you it is actually a hologram that I made for this.
It's mighty quiet around here, huh? It's mighty quiet around here. Too quiet. Oh, hi, man.
So you can see it is an actual hologram.
Now.
So now you got to picture yourself with a 1/6 scale version of this. Again, I did play this in the arcade a few times. It was very expensive. It was a few dollars. Dragon's Lair was 50 cents. Playing that was the first, I think, first machine with 50 cents. But this was more. This was a couple bucks. I want to say $2 or $3 to play this. And again, the gameplay was over in like 2 minutes. So again, even though this is a hologram for me, you are seeing it through a camera, through a 2D lens. It's not a 3D lens. You're not getting the full effect. But I did want to show you my hand behind it and the paper behind it to show that this isn't, in fact, a hologram. So it is doable. The big thing is that Charlotte wants to do this in a 1/6 scale. And I think for anyone who's been collecting 1/6 scales, or does have some nostalgia for this. I was watching P-Dubs. I know he never played it. There's no nostalgia for him. There is a little bit for me, but very little. I only played it a few times as a kid. I was 21. But it's history. This is video game history. The gameplay, you can see, is horrible. This is not something you're going to buy to play for actually enjoying the gameplay. This is something you'll pull out
to show your friends and make their jaws drop at looking at a little hologram that actually works based on a real Sega game from I want to say 1991, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, this game reminds me of a lot of the trash Sega CD games, full motion video games that came out. It was a new technology. They were trying to find something to do along with it. Now, Dragon's Lair worked. Dragon's Lair 2, Space Ace, those games worked. A couple others did. Astron Belt worked. This was really just a tech demo. An amazing tech demo. You walked by it and you were drawn in, just like when Dragon's Lair was on. But the question is, do you feel you would be willing to spend $300 for this? And again, when it comes out after the pre-order, Shiloh was saying it's between $400 and $500 for this because it does require a more powerful CPU. In the arcade, this is running at 30 frames a second, but due to the way these full motion video games work and how they're done on the ARM chips and so forth, they needed to run at 60 frames a second to give you the proper voice syncing on it. So I do think for $300, knowing Shiloh, all the little bells and whistles he does, this would be amazing. And I agree with Paul. They could make a Tron environmental cabinet with this type of effect, which would be amazing. But I do think, and Shiloh, this is not a guaranteed thing to make, by the way. In the chat, I pinned a SurveyMonkey survey where New Wave Toys is looking to see if you guys do want this. He did make a prototype. He's not sure if he needs to make a second prototype, but he has a prototype for this. And he wants to know, do people really want this? Is it worth investing his time in this or something else? So I would definitely take time and look at the SurveyMonkey to see. I said yes. I would be interested in this just for the unique factor. I like quirky things like Vectrex, Virtual Boy, things along those lines, the Atari Lynx. I love the quirky ones. And this arcade machine definitely goes into that. But again, the gameplay is going to be absolutely horrible. The gameplay is not going to be very good in doing so. But that's what this is about. This is about you simply having this your collection, showing it off, looking at it in amazement that Shiloh pulled off a hologram. Now, again, even my hologram is not the exact way the arcade's hologram was done. They actually used a dome. There was a screen that projected on a dome, so no matter what angle you moved in, you were actually able to move around the character a bit. Mine is still a flat version of a hologram. It is a hologram, but I can't move around it like it could have done on the dome of the arcade. But I do think that this is pretty interesting technology. I think this is pretty cool, but it's up to all of us to say, Shiloh, this is something we want to have. And I think that's what Shiloh wants to do. Shiloh wants to do something that hasn't been done before. Not just with the game license, but the technology to make something 1/6 scale like he did with his pinball machines. Now, the physical pinball machines, it's very difficult to do. We've talked about that. Due to physics, the ball wouldn't work right at all. And having small parts like that, we're going to break way too easy. But something like this, it's just an LCD screen, a proper dome for the hologram effect to take place, proper lighting in the machine. But again, the gameplay is not going to be there. So I'm just going to shut up for a minute and let you guys listen in to how this game goes.
Well, now let's see here. Where's that? Huh? What?
He almost circumcised himself there, and if you saw that.
What's in here? Oh, well.
Okay, move that down there. We'll turn the volume down. I think you guys get the idea of the game. Get that volume down all the way over here. And what do you guys think? Put down in the chat. Give me a 1 if this is something you would spend $300 for and you do want Shadow to do it. A 0 if you don't. Right. This is actually the DVD version. There was a DVD release of it. I'm doing it in just the watch mode. I'm not playing it. So right now it's playing, and for standbys, no death scenes. It's just watching you play through the different scenes. And a lot of the digital leisure DVDs do that. You can just watch, sit back, and enjoy it. I'm not actually playing it. I could, but I'm not going to because I'm here and I'm half sick, half dead, and I didn't want to do actual gameplay on it. You are getting quite a few ones. You know, I should have actually did a poll. So again, I am sick. I should have did a poll on this. Let's redo this into a poll. Dum-dums. Dum-dum glens. I can do a poll. Why can't I do a poll? There we go. Start a poll. Very simple poll. Would you pay $300 for this? Yes or no? And while we're doing that, we did get a super chat, I think, here from Video Game Vegas. Hollow Museum, thank you. Hollow Museum is the other game. So I do think. Oh wait, I gotta give you something fun here. What are we gonna give you? We'll give you. Who are we gonna give you here? We'll give you some Cylons.
By your command, Imperious Leader.
So thank you, Video Game Vegas, for that. I couldn't. The NyQuil is definitely taking effect on me, up here. So I think if he did do this, it should incorporate both those hologram games. And actually, it'd be nice if we made it the marquee up top. You know, interchangeable. You can pop it off and put the other game on there. For that kind of money, I think it definitely should have at least both those games on there. Now the cabinet itself, I'm sorry, it is just an ugly cabinet. But that's not on Shiloh. That's how Sega designed it. But I think that's one of the ugliest cabinets I think I've ever seen in my life. But it served its purpose, I suppose. Probably, Michael B. Probably. Unfortunately, I'm trying to work with the Best Buy store for the FU cabinet to make sure that doesn't happen. You don't get, take it to the cleaners, getting stuff up there. So we're still working on a lot of things behind the scenes on that. Really, 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 really. And the P-Dubs is here. So P-Dubs I was talking about, you didn't actually play this game. I did play this game, and I know you didn't miss much. I mean, it's amazing to see. It's like Dragon's Lair. When you watch someone who knows how to play Dragon's Lair, it's fine just to stand by and watch them play the game. And this particular thing, this is something you absolutely would be amazed just to watch someone who knows what they're doing play this game. The hologram effect is really, really cool. And that's why I think Shiloh wants to do this. Shiloh does making these. He likes making these things. But it's also, it's kind of like me. We want to make things that we couldn't have as a kid. And this is something he just found amazing. And I agree. So he's asking all of you, is this something you guys would spend $300 for on a pre-order, not just a pre-order price? If you went for the full, if you didn't get the pre-order, it's going to be $400 to $500. Would you shell out that kind of money? If you get some FOMO, you were sad you missed out on that pre-order. Got another super chat here from Jeff. I do. Thanks, man. It was all week. All this week, I knew something was coming down. I was tired. It's like I had lead shoes all week long. But I was still putting in like 10, 12, 13, 14-hour days at work. And last night, I had it in the throat. I knew I was done today, but most of my guys were out sick. So I had to go in today regardless and help out there. And I do appreciate the super chat. Let's see who we're going to give you. We'll get some Space 1999 action, buddy. Thank you so much, Jeff, for the super chat. Now, look at the poll real quick here. I'm not going to close it just yet, so take a look at it. So, man, we're right down the middle. Look at that. 50% are saying yeah, and I'm one of them. I didn't put myself in the poll, but 50% said yes. They would spend $300 for this. I would too. 50% are saying no. And I can also understand that. It is a sizable price. There was a time when arcade one-ups had come out and they were $300, but you cannot compare the quality of a $300 arcade one-up to even a $200 New Wave Toys machine. This one you would be simply purchasing for the wow factor, for the effects, to see, like we have on my screen over there, that cool hologram effect. Again, my hologram effect to me is cool. It took me, honestly, about 7 minutes to make the hologram effect. It is not hard to do. I don't have the camera set up to even show you guys that. I don't know if I even have the camera there for it. Nope, that's my new workbench. So I'm doing a workbench here. I want to get back to my modding. I want to get back to fixing and adding things. So that's the wrong screen. So it's not that one. Is it this one? Yes. So you can see right here, there was a piece of plexiglass in front of my television set. And in front of the plexiglass, there is a laptop. And the laptop is just broadcasting the DVD onto the plexiglass. And obviously, there's a lot of room light around here. So that's impeding a little bit of the effect here of that hologram effect, because it really should be dark behind it, and the characters will really pop out. And that's something obviously Shiloh will have in there, of course, to fix it. But also Shiloh had other news as well. He did say that finally the New Wave Toys Golden Tee, which I'm excited about. That's my first real collaboration with them since the Tron thing didn't work out because Arcade One-Up put the kibosh on that with Disney, unfortunately, and we were quite upset about that. We would really like to have made a 1/6 scale Tron as the first GRS Joystick collaboration with New Wave Toys, but Arcade One made sure that was not going to happen. And so it was Golden Tee. So that should be coming out first, hopefully by the summertime, followed not too much further after that with Crystal Castles with the second trackball item. And I'm really excited for you guys to try that. And if you don't want to spend the money for the whole Replicade, Shadow will be offering a dongle with all the brains in it and my trackball base. So you'll still be able to use GRS 3-inch trackball and play Golden Tee on your big screen TV. You could do it with the Replicade, of course. You can still play Crystal Castles and Golden Tee on the big screen TV with my base. But if you want to save some money and just get my base with his dongle, you could plug in and play those games right then and there. So again, we're still at 50-50, right down the middle. I don't think I've ever seen a survey that we've ever done where it was that decisive right down the middle, where half of the viewers are saying, yeah, I want it, and half saying, I don't. But I can understand why people saying they don't. This one took everyone by surprise, including myself. This one, Charles didn't tell me about. This one he kept to himself. I didn't know about this one at all. I'm not even sure if Eduardo knew much beforehand. This one was kind of a secret deal. And I was really looking forward to maybe Battlezone. Atari, having an Atari license, I really like to see Battlezone. I like to see Space Fury. I like to see Turbo, or I'm not big on Outrun. I know people like Outrun, so I would have been okay with Outrun. I really wanted Turbo. In a game like that, or Super Sprint from Atari, maybe with 3 or 4 steering wheels in the front. I would like to have seen that first. However, this one was a good shocker. It really did go like, holy shnikes, he's going all in with this cool factor. And that's what he's really trying to do here. He's trying to show that New Wave Toys is not just going to do the cookie cutter, same old thing every time. Shiloh is going to shake it up once in a while. And he has spent tens of thousands of dollars already on a prototype. I can tell you right now, prototyping is not cheap. And it's surprising that plastic prototyping is still so expensive, but it is. So he has spent a lot of money on this prototype for it. If it doesn't come out, it's a shame. And I'm going to go fly out to him and try and get this prototype from him. I want it. But it's weird because right now we're seeing 51 to 49%. So I don't know if that's enough for Charles to say and take a risk on doing a pre-order. Sorry, my throat's a little bit scratchy. Need to get a little drinks in there. But let's hear our little lady. Oh, she stopped. I was gonna play her a little clip there, but she stopped talking. Hopefully, I'll catch the next one. But yeah, so a lot of things this week. So we have Golden Tee, we have Crystal Castles, we have a potential here with a the first holographic game, especially in a Replicade, which is pretty cool. Now, some people have made this arcade machine. It's surprisingly easy to make like a Space Invaders with a Pepper Ghost effect and this. And I had the video here, and I forgot where I put the video. I forgot what it was called, where a guy showed how he built his own. And basically, just think of a glass bowl. And a glass bowl sits on top of the TV. So no matter what angle you're looking at, you're able to see the characters. And as long as it's no blue drink today, no, I have no blue drink today. I have to have my NyQuil soon to put me out. But with plexiglass, a CRT obviously would be better, because CRTs can be brighter, but there's some new LCDs that do get pretty bright. And that's what you really need, because when you have a screen like this or a screen like this and a piece of plexiglass that's reflecting off it, you need that brightness to come through to you. And then you either have a backdrop, like I have this backdrop behind me from the environmental Discs of Tron game, or you have something in the background, but it's got to be dark. It's got to block out the rest of that light so that holographic or 3D Pepper Ghost type effect comes through. So I know it can be done because my arcade has already made a smaller than 1/6 scale Space Invaders Professional with the Pepper Ghost effect. And it's one of my favorite little machines. And of course, I use the Trekker base to make it a 1/6 scale. And so it's definitely doable. Of course, Numbskull went bigger with the quarter scale with the Space Invaders 2, and that's beautiful. But my arcade did a fantastic, for $50. My arcade did a fantastic job doing the ghost effect. I want to see actually Asteroids Deluxe with the ghost effect, with the asteroid field in the back. I love Asteroids, but Asteroids Deluxe was my game. I used to turn that machine over and over, and I would have could have had a world record, who knows? But the owner unplugged it because I was playing so long. He wanted the people to play the game, and he actually unplugged it. I flipped the machine 3 times, and he unplugged it on me. I never get a win. I'm like Al Bundy. I can't have a win, a record of any kind, and it really does suck. So I'm going to look at the chat. So if you guys posted any questions before, just post them again. I'll try and read them and answer them for you at this point, because it's wow. It's only 30 minutes through. I am tired. Woo! Let's see if we have any questions in the chat here. And Zero Redux said it's risky to turn off the fan base, and that's why Shiloh is asking. He wants to know before he commits to this one. But we have to also remember, although New Wave Toys did start with Centipede and building the Replicade machines, Shiloh never said that was the only thing he was going to do. It's New Wave Toys. His Replicades are toys. I don't think he's coming out with his BMX bikes. He's doing BMX bikes. He's doing his figures. He's branching out a little bit, and that's actually good. You should never have all your eggs in one basket. Just kind of see, try this, see what takes off. But he's being smart about this one. He wants the community to say whether they want this or not. What do we got here? The high score sounds like a Seinfeld episode with Frogger. Stephen M. Kal-El64. Would an OLED display work for... it could. It could. And know what's even funnier? Because now they are making these transparent LCDs or transparent OLEDs. And if they make flexible ones of that would save a lot of headache. Because you could just use a transparent, flexible OLED and just view the screen directly. And it would probably be beautifully bright and crisp. But of course, that wouldn't emulate the effect of the machine. But yes, it definitely could work, 100%. Hey, Pliskin, sorry about your long week. It's been pretty brutal. It's been pretty brutal. Nope, Paul. My degree is in communications, radio, television, and broadcasting. I was a DJ for a while, and I was in the AV field for a long time. Show must go on. We will do the full hour. The show must go on. My arcade should do 2 SKUs for all the arcades. A common cheap one they do now. Right, and they were doing that for a little while. They did make the Street Fighter. They did make the Commando. I think it was Commando. The Space Invaders, and the Pole Position is a really good one as well. So they are doing that. But that Pepper Ghost Space Invaders and Pole Position are probably my 2 faves. I'm not a big Street Fighter guy. I bought it just because I had to buy 2. One in the box, one time. What I do. My friend Jason, our moderator, that has sent me a super chat. What do we got? Feel better, Glenn. Those meds work well. Have a peaceful weekend. Stay hydrated. I am. I'm drinking my margarita mix right now. That still counts, right? This is peach margarita, and I'll take my NyQuil after this. Right? I think that's good. What are we going to give you? Who are you going to get? I think you're going to get Blue. Blue, what's out of you, Jason? Thank you. So I do appreciate that. And, I hate getting sick. Because when I'm sick, I can't stop. Dishes got to be done. Laundry's got to be done. Fortunate enough to mow the lawn just yet, but I was going to start getting it ready and doing other things. Can't do it when you're sick. You're not supposed to. It's hard sitting down, though. It really is. Michael B., the Game Genie. I don't see how it would turn off the fan base. I know people are crying for more arcades, but cool shit. It is cool shit, and I agree. And that's why I'm on board for this. I want to support Shiloh, because Shiloh is testing new areas. All right, it may not be his most successful one, but I take my hat off because it's a cool thing. And if you do own a bunch of these and you do put them on your shelf, now mine are still in the boxes and bags and boxes and bags. I have no place to put them right now. In my basement, maybe this year will be the year I can finally start getting it fixed. I'm not quite sure. I have a lot of other projects going on. But if I had them all displayed, this one would look great. And I'd be upset if I didn't have this to add to the collection to show off that cool factor. So, again, if you don't like it, you don't support it, you don't purchase it. But if you like New Wave toys, and if you do have some nostalgia for this game, or nostalgia for just the cool effect that it is, I mean, once he shows more of the prototype, maybe at shows, and you actually see it, or if you find the real arcade machine out somewhere, again, the gameplay is going to suck. I'm not going to lie. It's not a good playing game. It's a good game to stand by and watch and be amazed of how well the hologram effect worked in the arcade. If you can recreate that, like my arcade did with the Pepper Ghost effect and Space Invaders, you might be disappointed that you didn't get it. Good note there, Michael. Pliskin says, nope, not in on this one. New Wave Toys is an entire line of toys, and that's correct. It's not just the Replicade machines. That's what I like, and that's how I started. I backed the Kickstarter. I still didn't believe that Centipede was coming out. Those would get ripped off. And when it came out, I was blown away in how well it worked. And, of course, I bought everything ever since. I didn't buy all of the secondary ones. Like I don't think I bought the Asteroids that was beat up because I would have a heart attack looking at all the markings on it. I couldn't stand it. But I have all the main ones. I'm still waiting for his monitor to come out for my Dragon's Lair. I want to buy a bunch of those little monitors to put around on it. But he does other things, and that's New Wave Toys. They can't just focus on one thing. They got to expand out to drive sales and bring more things in, like any company. You can't just focus on one thing, unless, of course, you're focusing on the FU GRS Build-A-Cade full-size edition, in which case, then, yes, you can focus on that, because I'm here to make sure you guys get the best in class for that, right? I try to do a 90K Fox thing there, but it doesn't always work out so well. Let's see. Asteroids Deluxe is great. A lot tougher than Asteroids. Actually, I found it easier only because the shields are much more usable than the Hyperspace. The Hyperspace, you're pretty much going to blow up almost every time. Every time. With those shields, I was flipping that machine over. I was doing great if they unplugged that machine. Now, I know it's one of my, again, disappointments as a child. Can't reboot the fan base. We'll all be dead. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Kevin Clausen, we got a super chat I didn't see. If you're not contractually obligated to stream, you can interline. Nope, I can't. I appreciate that. But being someone who I am, a man of honor, I've always been a man of honor. I stick by my word. And I have a show on tonight. And I promised to do a show tonight, especially after Shiloh's announcement yesterday. I had to do a show. I will survive a full hour. I will make it. I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys saying that. But you know, the show has to go on. It's just how it is with me. When I say something, I commit to it. When I promise something, I commit to it, and that's how I'm different than some people out there. I just how I am. So I got to find who have not done here. I guess we're gonna start rehashing some of these here. Put out the space invaders for you, I guess maybe. Oop. Wasn't technically a really super chat one, but I didn't want to use one for you, buddy. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that, and the good wishes. I appreciate it. Yeah, it is Friday, and I don't know if I was going to make this Friday. Me and my team were getting beat up all week this week. But again, my team supports doctors, nurses, hospital staff, and people's lives. So we do what we have to do to make sure that happens. And I'm sure you guys do the same thing. You're at your job, you know, people count on you, your family counts on you. And that's the generation I'm from. I'm sure you guys feel the same. You go to work, you put in the best you can, even if the work's crazy. You do what you need to do to make sure that things get done. At least that's how I am. And I if you guys watching me, I'm hoping you guys are too. Dragon Gamer, rebooting is still isn't make anything new, which is true. It is very true. It is not. And many movies prove that. And stop rebooting some things, Kathleen Kennedy. Just get lost, Kathleen Kennedy. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Blue is a good boy. I have to take him to the vet. He's due for his normal physical. But yeah, he's got to go. He's in good shape, though. Blue is 12. He's 12 years old now. I cannot believe he's 12 years old. I got another super chat from the Chicago Game Guy. Get well soon. Thank you very much, the Chicago Game Guy. I appreciate it. I'll be fine. Between my margarita and the NyQuil, I'll be out tonight. And good night sleep's probably all I need. One good night sleep's probably all I need. This whole week, I have not been sleeping well because there's just been so much stuff going on at work. I'm going to have to give you some Vader again. So Vader is coming back to you, my friend.
You have failed me for the last time.
Thank you so much for the super chat. Dragon Gamer, I'll buy 2 of them because the community is acting dumb. Well, here's the thing. It's not a bad thing to buy 2 because, again, if anything shows of anything, eBay is a great telltale that people sell Replicates, sell them always at a substantial profit. It's not a Bitcoin. But whatever you pay for your Replicates, if you go on eBay, every one of the Replicates go for substantially more than you would have paid for it on a pre-order. So even if you bought 1 or 2 of these at $300, people are going to want them, and you're going to put them on eBay, and you will get more. Now, of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take that advice. I'm just going by what I've seen because I do track them. I track the Replicates, see how well that they do, and they always go for more. I've not seen any go for less than their initial, at least, price as the pre-order. So something to think about. That's right. All your 50 friends will be jealous. Meatball Saucy, he does have nostalgia for this. So Meatball, how did you find the gameplay? Again, Dragon's Lair was pretty good. Space is pretty good. I found the gameplay in this just wasn't there. It's just short cutscenes. It's really just a look at the effects. But definitely put down your thoughts on the game and your nostalgia for it. My call Kurtz. I'm going to say go for it, Shiloh. Try to add Holo Museum. Absolutely. I think he absolutely has to do that for the $300 price. He has to get that as well for this. And they built for end users to add their own video files. See, that's not a bad idea either. You know, adding the ability to add your own files. I do think, though, if they put Holo Museum, that top marquee should be magnetic, so you can pop it up, put Holo Museum, and then, you know, time travel on it to change it out. But it would be kind of cool if you could put your own video files on. That's not a bad idea. It probably will not happen. Not from New Wave, but there's the hacker community for New Wave toys where people have done things similar to that. So that'd be kind of cool. Galaga 8, not for me, but still cool. And that's right, it's not going to be for everyone. Again, this is not something I would have normally gone out of my way to purchase. It really isn't. If it was like a full scale or a quarter scale, I definitely wouldn't buy it. because it's not a fun game. But have something that's small that doesn't take up a lot of real estate, but is that cool? I would do it. And again, what Shiloh does with all little touches here and there, I'm sure it'll make it great. I still want to see Battlezone though. I want Battlezone. Actually, I want Star Wars. I want environmental Star Wars. I want Tron, environmental Tron. I want the environmental missile command. He showed. I know he's got it. He's got a prototype of that damn missile command. I want it. So Stefan, whatever happened to the external monitor? So honestly, it's still happening. It is still happening, but like so many things, it falls by the wayside. He's got so many projects going on. Now, there is a gentleman who does make a 3D printed one, which looks pretty cool. I'll get my hands on one. He sold out of his first batch already. He told me he'd ping me when the second batch out, and I'm going to buy it. I'm buying it. I definitely want one because I think it's even cool watching it at little TVs. I was going to make mine. It's not hard to do. It's a small HDMI screen and a 3D print, but I'm too lazy for certain things. You know, I want to just put it together. I'm not into the building so much anymore. But I do have my new. Not that one.
This here's my boomstick.
My boomstick. So I'm going to get back into it slowly, but I'm not quite there yet. Now I got this stupid screen all messed up. Where's my screen? I hate when this happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay! I'm back. Meatball Saucy. My only 1/6 scale is GRS Build-A-Cade. Nothing wrong with that, and I appreciate that. And for people joining late, I just want to let you know on the Thunder 6 Studio site, we are doing 40% off the GRS Ikari Warriors Super Joystick. So if you guys were interested in the Ikari Warriors Super Joystick, if I can find the stupid thing here, we are doing 40% off right now with code Ikari40. You get almost half off a $79 GRS Ikari Warriors Super Joystick. Boom. So make sure you head over to that. So Meatball Saucy, thanks for that. And I still have 4 Build-A-Cades I'm waiting to build. I'm waiting for my Joe Sabo's artwork as well. So we all have to wait sometimes. And of course, Steps Gaming's here. She had a couple good streams this week. Make sure you go over to subscribe to Steps Gaming if you have not done so already. She's got a great channel there. And of course, when I'm on there, I bring in the balls. Balls for Golden Tee and the balls for Crystal Castles with New Wave Toys. Do you want to play with Glenn's balls? We'll be able to soon. We got Chicago guy. My little cousins and little sister love playing the game with the early 90s. I bring them to the arcade. She's 10 years younger than me. I definitely buy 2 to surprise her and send her one. That'd be friggin' awesome. Can I be your niece? All right, have go. That's right. All right, I have to go. F you, Glenn. F you, chat. Make sure you watch Super Gamer Dudes. Man, this stuff is really hitting me. At 9 o'clock, in about 12 minutes, they'll be going over there talking about this stuff here. But I guarantee they will not have a hologram. I got my hologram over here. Just saying. And actually, I can get the thing playing again because why not? Let's see here. I'll go this way. Boom. Get the game going at least over there. So you can kind of watch the game playing in there while we're talking. What else we got over here? Zoltar, my understanding, Zoltar sold extremely well, and I think that's one that they're going to make more of, for sure. I still can't believe the price they sold that for. That thing was amazing. My guy's beer was a little messed up, but that's okay. The Zoltar, I'm actually not far. I'm actually 45 minutes away from Playland, where I Playland, where Big filmed the Zohar scene. I Playland in Ryan, New York, and they took it away recently. So maybe I'll bring my little one. I'll plant it where the big one used to be and take a picture of him. That'd be kind of cool. Actually, I'll put lots of bags on the ground so it doesn't get dirty. We got over here. I'm really behind in the chat. Sorry about that. Just to let you guys know, in the poll, which is still running, 57 to 40, 56 to 44. So it's still pretty neck and neck whether or not people will do this at all, whether they want to buy it or not. We got Brooklyn Medicine tonight. Make sure you guys subscribe to Brooklyn Menace. And Brooklyn, I've been sick, so I've been in bed well before I know you're doing VR golf. I want to play VR golf with you. I want to hang out with you, but I am just like sick as a dog. Like after the show, I'm going to be laying down, probably going right to bed. But I do want to hang out with you, bud. But make sure you go to Brooklyn Menace's channel and subscribe. Give him a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. But I'm sure you guys already have. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Alpion, I'm definitely buying one for me. I finished the game regularly, enjoyed it. So you did enjoy it. Okay, so some people like the gameplay. For me, I was never huge on FMV games. I mean, Dragon's Lair I liked because I saw it as a kid in like 1982. I think 82 is when it came out. Or 83, whatever it was. And I had a lot of nostalgia for it, and I sucked at it. But on my Amiga, which did an amazing port of Dragon's Lair, full motion video Dragon's Lair 2, Space Ace, I did complete it. Yeah, you know what? I agree. You know, Battlezone, Tron, Star Wars, and Robotron. I know Michael B. A lot of people love to see Robotron. I like to see a little Robotron, but actually I already have a GRS Build-A-Cade. Right in that picture down there in the lower part of your screen, there is a Robotron using a GRS Build-A-Cade on my 2 sticks. Works fantastic. Is it identical to Robotron? No. But with Joe Sabo's acrylic artwork, better. My opinion. Just my opinion. Actually, Stephen, actually, no. You know, I've been going to a lot of gaming shows and have been invited. You know, I reached out and have been invited back. So I'm not gonna beg to go to shows. So unfortunately, I'd like to. I may go maybe to Long Island and to the Hartford Gaming Show as just a person walking around a little bit, but I'm not sure. But I would like to have met a lot of people there like I did in other places. But I found it very ironic that other YouTubers are selling books and video games and all these things. They come to me and say, well, Glenn, you're a reseller. You can't. You have to be over there. I said, but I don't need to bring these things there. I can bring my Build-A-Cade and put it down there. I don't sell anything at the shows anyway. I only show these things. I sell nothing at the shows. And they only want me there if I'm a paying vendor. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to go. I'm doing you guys a favor for myself, giving you my time to come out there. So unfortunately, I don't want to sound like a dick, but I'm a little annoyed that the only reason they want me out there, if I'm spending thousands and thousands of dollars to be a sponsor of the show, and yet they won't put me with the influencers, my friends. They keep me separated, even though those other influencers are literally selling products, taking credit cards at their booths. I refuse to do that. I show my stuff. I won't sell anything there. So because of that, unfortunately, I highly doubt I'll be attending any more retro gaming shows. One of my new things for 2025, there was, just so you guys know, I'm running out of time here, so I might as well say this here. I've had a lot of learning, a lot of growth over the past few years, especially over the last year. And I made a swift decision on New Year's Eve to New Year's Day of 2025 is that I am not going to be a dick, but I'm also not going to be who I was before. I was constantly walked over, used, like Arcade 1-Up used and abused me and stuff like that. I realized I don't need to be that to still be successful. You guys are here. You guys are friends. You guys support me. That's all I need. I do not need other people who are fake, other people who, whether on a corporate, friend, or a spousal level, I'm not going to tolerate that type of behavior anymore. And but I'm not going to hide it either. I'll be straight. If someone I think is doing something wrong, I'll man up and have a direct conversation. That's the thing about being an adult, is that, you know what, especially an adult man, speak your mind. If they respect you, they will either agree with you or they'll give you some conversation back and forth, and it can be cordial. If they can't have a cordial conversation, cut the man, cut the woman, cut the friend, cut the relationship off. It's not worth your health. It's not worth them living rent-free up here. I have tried with so many people to be more than they could imagine as a person. And I still am that, but only as they appreciate it. If it's not appreciated, it's not easy. You know, it's not easy. It still lives up there a little bit, but you have to learn to walk away from people that are either toxic or are using you for an ulterior motive. And sometimes it's hard to determine that, But that's my goal. That's my New Year's resolution for this year is I want to be a better person for you guys out there that do support me, that are kind of like me, where you just want to have fun. You don't want to have drama. You don't want to destroy relationships. You want to try and work on them the best you can, but not be taken advantage of. That's my thing. I refuse to be taken advantage of anymore, and that's my new thing here. I think Steps did a super chat. You did. Oh, thanks, Steps. And you definitely don't do a super chat, Steps, but I appreciate it. Thank you for the support in Portland. Of course, I'm always going to support my friends the best that I can. I think we all should. People have supported me, especially with Blue. When Blue was really sick, I would have lost him if it wasn't for all of you guys out there who helped me with Blue. I've had, like everyone else does, we all have really bad times. I've had some really bad times in my life, but I've also had some really great times, and a lot of it is due to people here in this channel, in this space. My fellow influencers and friends that I've met at the shows that I'm not going to anymore. I met a lot of great people out there. It's disheartening. But on the other side, I can't be abused by those same shows that I'm giving my time to and effort to. It's just not fair. And I've learned a lot that there are a lot of people out there that will use you for their own benefit. And I've learned to really focus in and figure that out. But if you're a true person, you'll never find a kinder, friendlier, more honest, more open, forgiving person than the guy who built the GRS FU edition coming out in 2025. So that's just my rant of the day. That maybe a little bit of my fever rant. I don't know. And that's it. And you know what? Honestly, we can really pick those people out. We just don't want to believe that's how they are. And I learned a lot in the last year that I really, in my heart, knew it. But I was really trying to still be the better person, trying to show them that something was better out there. And I found out, man, it was all smoke and mirrors. All smoke and mirrors. And it hurts. Don't get me wrong. Guys have feelings. Women have feelings, of course. Women, they'll cry. Guys get mad, they get silent, or break stuff. It's just that's the difference. Girls cry, and that's what guys do. And it's not easy, and it takes time to get over it. And it sucks you have to get over it because, especially when you did nothing wrong. That's the best part. When you're the innocent person in the party, did nothing wrong, and still you're like, what the hell just happened? What happened? It sucks. It really, really does. Thanks, Stephen. I appreciate that as well. And that's what I'm saying right now. I got to leave it on this note. We have the sale here on the Ikari Warriors, but on the FU, and I know I joke about it, but the FU means so many different things. If it means FU, definitely to one person and company out there. We all know that. That's that. But 99%, that's 1%. 99% of FU is family unit, fun unit. FU, if you look up FU in the Chinese dictionary, it means beautiful things. And that's what that's about. And I made a promise for that price point. I'm telling you guys, I've delayed the Kickstarter because I do not want that machine to be above $1,000. It wouldn't have been. It would have been well below it. Now I'm just hoping to make it under $1,000 because it's unfortunate. The tariff's in place. And I got to make sure I can make that happen. And Tim, I'm so glad you made it. You missed a lot of my rants, I think, in the show, but that's okay. And we did meet, and Tim's a great guy as well. He's become one of my best friends. And I really appreciate Tim for all he's done, his family's done. When I went out to Cleveland, he was definitely amazing. His family was amazing, putting up with this schmuck when I was out there. But I really appreciate all you guys, and I hope you guys do not get this cold. It sucks. Game Fringe made it. Hey, Game Fringe, we just ended the show. Definitely watched the recap. I had so many rants in this episode. And we talked about, the Time Traveler game here. And that is a real holographic effect behind me right there. But it is approaching at 9 o'clock. I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your weekend. Remember, no matter what you guys watch my show, I appreciate it. These games, I appreciate that too. The poll. The poll, I'm going to end it right now. 54-46, right down the middle. That's going to be a hard one for Charlotte, I think, to go with. But remember, you have kids, you have pets, you have spouses, you have parents, you have friends, you have neighbors, all these people in your life, they're alive. That's what really matters in this world. This is still fun. It's a distraction. I get it. We're human. But just take some time to always remember to give them a few moments to let them know that they matter. Sometimes they don't appreciate it. Sometimes they don't care. They have ulterior motives, and that's whatever. But you be the better person. And that's what I learned. You be the better person. You still say, listen, I still wish you the best. I wish your heart, I wish your mind be at peace. It's a shame from my standpoint, and maybe not yours, but I did my best. And you let them know that they matter and that you love them, or you respect them. How about that? But in between those times, game on.
Gluing on cartridges in reset. 8-bit dreams, can't lose that bet. Floppy disks and arcade lights. Pac-Man, Frogger, we're playing all night. Sixes in the background, neon in the air. 80s vibes, man, we didn't care. VHS tapes staying up too late. Saturday cartoons, can't wait to escape. Dial-ups humming, we're hacking the code. Back when everything was in upload mode. Atari, Commodore, pixels on screen. Living in the future was more than a dream. It's time to kick it old school. Turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool. We're taking it back, that's how we roll and roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades, TV shows that ruled. You know we're kicking it old school. MTV playing our favorite jams. Moonwalking with MJ, Neon Slam. Ghostbusters gear, we're ready to go. Chasing slasher scenes, fears in tow. Back to the future, hop in the DeLorean. Knight Rider cruising, man, there's no ignoring them. Battlestar Galactica, what a ride. Looney Tunes, antics, pure joy inside. Blockbusters ruled, we lined up for days. Video games booted up in the pixelated maze. Movie marathons and popcorn nights. We ruled the screen, living in the lights. It's time to kick it old school. Turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool. We're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled. You know we're kicking it old school. Grab your joystick, the game's about to start. A high score world, now that's an art. We're cruising on hoverboards, living our dream. Old school forever, we're igniting the scene. It's time to kick it old school. Turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool. We're taking it back.